Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for tuning in to another morning breakthrough with Coco, helping you undo so God can do. Let us be thankful for another day, not promised, but indeed graciously granted. So, thank you again for those who may be joining on live or the replay or via YouTube. So, I just want to just a quick recap. So we started off yesterday, December 1st, with our 31 ways to be accelerated into purpose. And yesterday, I briefly shared how my biz name came into fruition from a sermon listening to Pastor John Gray and what it actually means to be accelerated into purpose. And obviously, I have to talk about purpose if I'm talking about being accelerated into purpose. So while we talked about what it means to be accelerated into purpose, which is basically getting rid of some junk, getting rid of some mental junk, so God can put in what He wants us to believe about ourselves and what He wants us to know about how we are and how He sees us. It's about getting rid of all of that stinking thinking stuff so we can start seeing self as God sees. Because when those, what do I want to call it? When those layers begin to fall off, when those, that's not the word I'm looking for, it's another word, but when we begin to see more clearly from our spiritual eyes and to see ourselves as God sees us, then it's like a world of opportunities open up that we didn't even realize were actually in some cases already there. So understanding purpose. One of the things that I have thought, but I also heard a preacher say this and talk about this and reference the verse, and it's actually out of Matthew 20:28, where I think sometimes we make things so hard when it's really not. Excuse me, when it's really not. So understanding purpose. That's what we're talking about this morning. So first and foremost, when we look at Matthew 20:28, it talks about how Jesus came to serve and not be served. So simply put, our purpose is to serve. Where there comes some misunderstanding or confusion is how to serve and who to serve. So that's where understanding where you're talented at and where you're gifted at helps. But again, I heard Dr. Matthew Stevenson say something that I thought was really, really powerful. A lot of people are working in their gifts and talents, but are not actually fulfilled in what they're doing, but also not really and truly serving in their purpose. I'm talented in a lot of things, but they are not my purpose. I am a DIY person, so a lot of things I've learned on my own. I can do graphic design, but that's not really a skill or my lane, so to speak. I do my own to an extent. Some things I have to get a graphic designer for. I am I can't even think of something else but there's a lot of things that I'm talented at or that I'm skilled at doing. I'm skilled at doing virtual admin stuff. I'm skilled at doing data entry, doing a lot of virtual admin stuff as far as uploading, as far as email marketing. I'm skilled and talented in those areas, but that's not necessarily where my purpose lies though. So one of the things that he said, and it's in a sermon he preached, something with the weeping womb. And he talked about how your purpose or your vision is consider the thing when you want to know what your vision is or what your purpose is, consider the thing that burdens your heart the most. So, what is God burdening your heart for? Who is He burdening your heart for? Who do you find yourself interceding for and standing in the gap for? Who do you find yourself crying out for the most? When you think about that, that is where most likely your purpose lies. In other words, you get an idea of who it is you are to serve, and then your talents and skills can kick in as far as how to serve. So I know that even though a lot of more women excuse me, listen to my videos and have commented on my videos, there have been some men that have listened and commented on my videos as well. And I'm saying that because what I found let me say this first. He also said, Dr. Matthew Stevenson, in this sermon, how you will know is your purpose because it inconveniences you. Um, a lot of times it's going to be the thing or the people that you don't realize or feel that you're even qualified to speak to or serve. I know in 2018, on my journey to figuring out my purpose, like who am I supposed to? And one of the things we think of when we talk about purpose is, why am I here? Who am I here to serve? How am I to serve them? But it was revealed to me, or felt in my spirit, I am to serve men, and I'm still working on that. That I am to help men. That they are that is my target audience, so to speak. And it's been a struggle somewhat accepting that. But I found that is who I find myself interceding in the gap for, crying out for, praying more for, helping. And I've helped several men, with their businesses and different things, helping them move forward and be more professional in the services that they offer. But when I felt it in my spirit, it brought tears to my eyes, because it's like, Lord, I'm not ready for that. Or why me? It's kind of one of those Moses moments where I don't feel adequate for this, or, well, this is what's wrong with me. So why would you call me to do this? So again, consider what it is. And again, it may be, and it was, what's his name? Dave Anderson, who I was listening to when he said, your audience may be who you least expect it to be. And the minute he said that, I knew. But so with that being said, who has God burdened your heart for that maybe you not even tapped into yet, and that's okay. But when you think about these people, or when something happens, your heart cries out for them. You feel a tug on your spirit. You immediately go into prayer. You immediately feel something in your spirit. You feel the need to stand up. You feel the need to be their voice. So you feel the need to speak into them, or to speak over them, to pour over them. So again, in understanding purpose, why are you here? What are you here to do, and for who? So number one, you're here to serve. The next questions then become who and how. The who is, who has God burdened your heart for? What population tugs on your spirit? So maybe it's a certain ethnic population, or ethnic group. Maybe it's a certain people of a sexual orientation. Maybe it's you doing civil rights stuff, or maybe it's you standing up for people who have been abused, or maybe standing up for kids, being the voice for kids who are in the foster care system. Maybe it's for women. Maybe it's for men. Maybe it's for divorced women. Maybe it's for people who've gone through domestic violence. So again, there is a group of people that God has assigned you to. So again, whoever he has burdened your heart for, that you feel that tug on your spirit, consider that group as to who you are to serve. Then consider your talents and consider your skills as far as how you are to serve them. Consider, and another thing with understanding your purpose is, what have you gone through in your own life where, good morning, Lady Adrena, what have you gone through in your own life that you can pull from, and that you have, that you can pull from, that you have gone through, that you have healed or healing from, but you're at a point where you can now teach others or pour into others because of what you learned. So also consider that. A lot of times we go through situations in life, and I know you probably heard this before. We go through situations in life, not necessarily for us, but for the people that God has called us to serve. And I remember, and I know Lady Adrena, you know this, and you've heard her say this before. I know I have an apostle who shared how she wanted to be a healer. She wanted to be have that spirit of healing or have that gift of healing. Well, guess what? She started experiencing some things in her life where she was unable to see, unable to hear, unable to move. And all of that was because she had to feel, she had to understand, she had to go through what it was that she would be pouring into others or speaking over others for. You know, you can't really, it's hard to explain or it's hard to deliver other people from something if you have not been through it yourself. So a lot of times, so that's one of the things, and you know, that was one of the things that I was scared of. I shared yesterday how it wasn't until 2018 when I started actually saying, Lord, have your way with me. Because when you say that, you are giving him permission to come in and do things just like that, to send you or to have you go through situations to prepare you for the purpose that he has designed you for. So again, so understanding purpose. Know that you are here to serve. Your who is based on who has God given you a burden for, and also consider what you've gone through. And your how has to do with, that's where your talents and your gifts come in. How can you help them now move forward? How can you pour into them? So one of the things that I know, as I shared a few minutes ago, my purpose is to minister and pour into men based on experiences that I've been through using my gifts and talents as a, and that all falls under the whole help me, not necessarily in a relational standpoint, but it help me as far as how can I help them move forward to be better men, to be better fathers, to be better brothers, and to show up more in our community, in the household, in the church, in the workplace. So again, consider who God burdens your heart for. Who do you find yourself crying out for, interceding for, and all of that? So I don't want to repeat myself or become too redundant. So that is pretty much all that I have this morning on understanding purpose. So thank you for tuning in to another Morning Breakthrough with Coco, helping you undo so God can do. I am the Purpose Accelerator, here to push, provoke, and catapult you into your next level of greatness. Thank you. Have an awesome day. Love you.